Now, why was I a workaholic doctor, by the way? Well, what message did I get from the world? What's my implicit memory? For me to feel welcome in the world, it's not enough that my mother should love me. She did. She also has to be joyful and happy around me, so I get a sense of being enjoyed and welcomed. If she's stressed or depressed, the child can't help but take that personally. The child makes it about themselves. I was talking to somebody here today who's felt guilty about their life. Well, I can tell you that those parents had a problem. The child took on the parents' problems, and their guilt has got nothing to do with what they did wrong. It has to do with the unhappiness of the parents. Now, in his Thich Nhat Hanh, the Buddhist spiritual teacher says, the greatest gift a parent can give to a child is his or her own happiness. So, my mother wasn't happy around me. She never could be, obviously. The message I get is that the world doesn't want me. Now, if the world doesn't want you, you're going to compensate somehow. One way you might compensate later on is to soothe yourself with liquor or other drugs. That's one way to compensate. Another way to compensate for it, I'll tell you about later in my last talk on caregiver stress. And another way to compensate is, okay, they didn't want me, but they're going to need me by God. And what better way of being needed than to be a workaholic doctor? Now the whole world's going to need you all the time. So the world is just so full of admiration for a guy like me. Because always available, deliver a baby, look after your terminally ill relative, run to the emergency ward, never say no, no matter how many patients in my practice, yes, I'll always take on one more. That's a great way to be needed, which is the next best thing to being wanted. Meanwhile, when I'm at home, I'm listless and irritable. I can hardly wait for the beeper to go off. What message does my wife get? And what message do my kids get? And how calm is that atmosphere at home? It's very stressed. And my wife is postpartum depression. The kids get ADHD. Well, the father has it, the kids have it, it's got to be genetic. No, it doesn't. We pass this on, not deliberately, not because we're wrong or to be blamed, but simply because this is what happens between the generations. This is how human beings develop. And really, our task is, as much as possible, is to interrupt the intergenerational transmission of pain and trauma.